So this is my few minutes a day to talk for peace, and I would like to talk about the UK's new weapon of mass destruction, which is obviously Theresa May. I am so disappointed as a woman that a female leader in the world stood up in Parliament and said that she was willing to kill innocent women, children and men with a nuclear bomb if necessary to threaten or act like a bully to her enemies. The UK doesn't have enemies that require the use of a nuclear bomb against. It's absolutely irresponsible and so disappointing to hear a leader speak of the intent of violence against innocents. In my opinion, that's illegal. I think that has to be internationally illegal. Surely there's a law locally that's illegal. So I would love to see local lawyers working on a case that established a precedent to leaders currently that you cannot speak with a rhetoric of violence against innocents. The willingness, the intent to kill 100,000 innocent women, children and men when you are actually sitting with the power to use a weapon of mass destruction right now, at the time that you say that your state of mind is such that you would use it, means that you are possibly the most dangerous woman in the world. And I don't accept that we have leadership that exists with this mentality. It's the definition of a psychopath. So, when I saw also that she has not been voted in by the people, but she has declared that there won't be a general election till 2020, I just went, surely not. Surely that's not possible. I've got to say, I've never been more politically biased now. I would love to see a snap election and Jeremy Corbyn winning. And that's because he appears to genuinely care about people. But most importantly, in a world that is heading towards a devastating sense of insecurity, this is a man who says we should not be at war. This is a man who has said we always should not be interventionists and we should not go to war. This is a man who has said Theresa May is totally irresponsible for saying that she is willing to kill 100,000 innocents when as a geopolitical strategy of establishing, Britain's new sense of power as an independent nation. I'm actually a fan. I'm sorry to friends who lost value on their houses with the exit of Brexit and whose trade circumstances might change. But I think it's a really exciting thing that the UK has become independent. I think it's a chance to show the world what a really great nation looks like. That's a nation that doesn't go to war to rape and pillage, that focuses on a self-sufficient, sustainable economy, that respects life, that respects humanity, that respects the environment. And there's so many things that the UK can become known for. That is not the willingness to kill 100,000 innocent people. And I'm sorry, for me, that is the brand banner of Theresa May now. She can never recover from that statement. And although she might be trying to posture and say, well, there's no point having nuclear weapons unless we can threaten to use them, the fact is that no leader should be so irresponsible as to say that she would use them against innocent women, children and men. That's what she said, against innocents, not against the enemy. She said to deter the enemy, but that's saying I'm willing to sacrifice 100,000 innocent lives just to tell another president that I'm a badass. That's insane. She belongs in jail. That's a threat of willful killing. That's an intention to destroy lives, an intention to destroy properties of innocents. That's got to be against the law. And that is no leader that should exist in this current world, not when we are so threatened with our peace and security and our way of life. So, and also when she's running a country that has been so often threatened with terrorist attacks. I fear for the lives of my friends sometimes when I think there's been so many threats against the UK and nothing's happened yet, except I am reading, like the plan I read yesterday, where their head military advisors are devising plans to take out Bashar Assad's regime. I don't want to call it a regime, I'm sorry. He ran one of the most responsible countries in the Middle East, great to women, great stable economy, a beautiful looking city which is now being destroyed by UK, US, French, German Turkish, I don't know, I forget their large collection of friends, bombs. We have been destroying a beautiful people in a beautiful country. And when I read yesterday that the owner of The Independent and the London Evening Standard is a Russian oligarch who hates Putin because they've had a big fight seemingly since 2011, and therefore is constantly rallying his readers, which is, likely friends of mine and Britons, to want to take out the Assad government, which is the legitimate government of Syria. It's literally like Syria or China or someone doing a campaign to take out Theresa May's government. Well, let's not talk about China doing it. Let's talk about us doing it. A woman who threatens violence against 100,000 innocents should not be in power till 2020. I am sure the Queen thought she was a good choice. I'm sure everyone did. But that is a statement that should not be accepted. I think it's a fatal statement. So personally, I think that I looked at how a general election could happen. I wonder if the Queen could influence that, but I haven't read about that yet. It does seem that 326 members of Parliament need to vote for a general election and a snap election, and that happens because a motion of no confidence is put forward, or just because they decide to take a vote. So they're not going to decide to take a vote because she took power, announced that they would be going independent. Great, I hope that goes well, and that there would be no general election. So there's going to be no willing vote. It has to be a vote of no confidence, and 326 MPs have to make that vote against the current government. Now, I don't know what the current majorities are and if that's even possible, but where are the British people standing up and saying, we do not accept the brand representation of a leader who's willing to kill 100,000 innocent people? I don't remember a leader ever saying something so dangerous, ever. If the leader of Iran said that, if the leader of Syria said that, that would be a statement of aggression that would probably validate the German ground force troops taking over Syria right now, which they're probably right ready to do since they've been in their supportive role of 1,200 or so troops for a year since heading over there to protect Paris from more terror attacks by going to Syria and killing more people to provoke more terror attacks. Really illogical. Anyway, I digress. Okay, so snap election. So I've never done any of those voting things online. I think that a petition to require Parliament to vote for a snap election and a vote of no confidence against a leader of a new independent nation who has just branded this incredible, what could be an incredible new independent nation, as a mass murdering psychopath, because willing to kill 100,000 innocents, that is the definition of a psychopath. It's insane. I want to see a new leader. I don't accept a leader who says she's willing to kill innocent women and children and men. And I hope that the UK get behind this. So maybe I'll start one of those petitions. Probably be signed by 3 people, but it's a very good idea because the UK needs a new an election. And please, people in power in the UK, Jeremy Corbyn, he's the only man of peace. That is the leader that the world needs to see right now. That is the right representation of an independent Britain, an independent nation who is leading the world by example in peace, withdrawing from these interventionist wars, focusing on leading the world in the new self-sustainable technologies which exist right now, which can supply all our energy needs in a profitable way. I know that. I work on a project, EnergyEminence.com. You can go there and have a look at it. I've done a huge application to the European Commission a number of years running. I gave it to Boris Johnson's team and they said very complimentary things about it. It's a perfect plan. The technology exists now to be self-sufficient and local. The UK does not need to be in Syria, destroying that nation, destroying those people in order to get resources. That is not necessary. And the only reason that they would stay there is because they're making money for the defence company owners. So again, my question, who are the defence company owners in the UK benefiting from this death? Who is profiting from the death of children and women and men and innocents, led by a leader who thinks that it's okay to kill innocents, to show how tough they are. I'm sorry. I vote for Jeremy Corbyn. I want a new election. I want to see him the leader of the UK, and I want to see a country that leads this world in peace. Thank you. Enjoy your day. Ciao.